whoa.
You
Start the thing without
equal
me?
time? Is that what you're doing? Hi, everybody.
What's good?
Welcome to Stay Fishy Friday.
So I am in the middle of trying to track a package right now. You guys seen the post today? We've got something cool that's coming in the mail.
One of the coolest fish we've ever got. Ever.
But I'm in the middle of trying to track it down and figure out if I got to get it tonight or tomorrow morning. So probably going to have to step out here for a second and give them a call and figure all that out.
We'll come up with a drinking word first. Or do you like when I drink, they drink?
Just do a free-for-all.
You want a word and drinking?
Whatever you think.
I like to, when I drink, you drink, because you see me drinking, it's easy to remember. And then people can't put in 12, drink commands. So, you see me drinking, you drink. There you go. There's our drinking game.
Call them. They say they're closed tomorrow. If that fish is there tomorrow, it's dead.
All right. Problems. We can be there at 12 tonight and, let them know that. All right. So these are the perils of shipping and shipping before a weekend. You should never do that. Always ship on a Monday, Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. Never ship Thursday or Friday. Different airports are closed at different times. Different airports have different open and closed hours. Yes, the fish are shipped in pure oxygen and can last up to, 3-4 days in there. But things differ. If there's a leak, that fish that could last 4 days ain't lasting but the night, and then it'll be without water. It'll be dripping out. How about temperature? If it's cold outside, their warehouses are not heated. So they're sitting in very cold temperature, things. And if it's, 20 in there and, you've got the fish shipped in 80-degree water, and the outside of the box is 20, even though there's some insulation and a heat pack in there, the heat pack wears out after a while. And, this fish is going to sit for 3 days at the place because they're closed for the weekend. He might die before Monday because of the coldness will take over. You've got a heat pack generating heat, and once it stops, there's nothing stopping it from going downhill in temperature. So always only accept shipments Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Never Thursday or Friday. So anyways, let me see how many people we got here. There we go. Oh, we're up to 158 already. So let's go ahead and we can do the Tracy update. Now, Tracy has done real good. Remember last time I was telling you she's more alert and seems more attentive and watching me and looking, anytime I speak, she turns towards me. She's like really, not so much the other nurses, but if I speak, she's turning her head towards me. And the nurses are all, jealous of it. And I'm like, well, I've been with her forever. She hears my voice. It's into her soul, So, she's been very, very much more attentive. And, a couple of nurses didn't show up this week and I had to work all night long for, the last few nights I was up all night long. And, today I didn't get no sleep at all and I had to stay up all day today. So I'm going on, 24 plus 16, 36 hours or 30 hours, 40 hours of sleep deprivation. But, it's for the best cause, Tracy. Skylar's been helping me. Kathy's been sick, so she hasn't been out helping me, but that's okay. So, we're getting by. That's just how things are, my only problem is I keep trying to diet and I'm stuck in this house 24/7 and there's nothing to do with any excitement except for eat. It's like you're in prison and your best part of your day is when the food comes, but you have access to it 24 hours, That's my problem. I don't have that kind of self-control. So it's just horrible. I'm back up 300 pounds and, I can feel it when I walk. I get out of breath, I hate being this big. It's just not me, The last 3 years, yeah, this has been me. 280 to 300. But before that, I was never, this big. I was always like 260 and, running crazy. where people were like, I can't believe you got any chub on you at all because you're just nonstop going, you know. Yeah, I guess you slow down in older years. Plus, you know, this stuff happening. Hmm. But anyways, you know, with Tracy, you know, Miriam's doing a great job. She's our night nurse, and between her and Diane, our main nurse, you know, we got it done. You know, the other nurses come in for an hour or, you know, 1 day here or 2 days there, so they're not like main nurses. But between the two of them, we got Tracy pretty well taken care of, and we got a schedule down now of, you know, once a week this, you know, every Friday this, every, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is this. And we've got it worked out pretty good to where, you know, Tracy's being really taken care of now. And she's on a schedule, which is the best thing. You know, when you're on a schedule, you know, every day you get a bed bath, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday you get a shower. You know, it's repetitiveness that helps out the patients that are in a coma or a vegetative state. It helps them really out because, you know, just the same thing of changing, you know, the diaper. You know, she's, every time I tell her I'm done, you can put your legs down, she puts her legs down. She listens to me. I mean, she's there. She listens. And, you know, today she put one leg down. I'm like, no, got to have both legs. Put the other leg down. And she didn't move. I tapped her on her knee. I'm like, this leg, Tracy, put it down. And she put that leg down. I'm like, wow, you really are listening. So she's so there, but she's not, you know. I hate to say, you know, anything like that, but she's there. She's doing the best that she can do at this stage in her life. She is helping. Even today, Skylar was moving her pillow and she held herself up, and Skylar was like, whoa, you know. I heard Rich talk about this, but I've never seen you help me, Tracy. And she held herself up and let Skylar flip the pillow around and fluff it up and all that, and then she laid back down. So, I mean, she's there and helping us. She's just not able to communicate with us. You know, I talk to her sometimes and I see tears in her eyes. They'll puddle up right in the corner of her eye right here, a whole like little pool, and I'll have to get a napkin and wipe that out. She does have feelings. She does, you know, feel things. She does. I don't know. She's how do I say it? She's aware of us and she tries helping out the best she can. Until her brain synapses fixes more, which the doctor said they never would, but that's a lie because when she came home, she wasn't able to move at all. She was just stuck in this position with her hands curled up and her feet curled up, and she'd never move. She was stiff everywhere. We'd have to turn her and do everything. And now she's laying there. I can put her hands anywhere I want. I can move her. I can lay her down, and she'll, you know, leave them there. She's very limber and loose, and you know, she listens to me, so she's doing a lot better than anybody said she would do, you know, from the hospital. But I see all these other stories of how people, you know, wake up after 2 years or wake up after 3 years, and you know, the scariest thing is the accident people, the people that were in an accident had brain damage. They wake up fully knowing who they are. The anoxic brain injury people, they wake up not knowing anything and are confused. So I had a lady wake up like that while I was in the hospital, you know, with Tracy. And she woke up and she was pissed off at everybody, screaming, yelling in the hospital. I'm like, wow, she's being a real bitch. And the nurse is like, no, she just woke up out of a coma and she's confused. So, you know, we got to understand that she don't know what's going on and this and that. And, you know, just got to take it. She don't mean it. And that left a lot of imprint on me, you know what I'm saying? So I've been reading up a lot about it and what to do. And the main thing is not to anger them. Try and, you know, explain to them what's going on, you know, in this situation. Tracy, your name is Tracy. I'm Rich. I'm your husband. We're only trying to take care of you. You know, she'll be like, get down on me, blah, blah, blah. You know, she don't know who I am or whatever, you know, that kind of stuff. So, you know, you got to be patient and you got to work past that. And they'll come out of that. That's confusion on waking up. So I read a lot about that, and I'm prepared for it. I want it. I can't wait for it. So, you know, she needs to get back helping out around here is what she needs. I'm sorry I said that. I was joking. Mm-hmm. No, she's she's our little angel, and you know we take care of her. Everybody helps out. You know, Skylar's been amazing with her, and I don't know. We're getting by. She's getting by. She's always, you know, we can tell when she's comfortable. You walk by and she's laying there like, or she's laying there, you know, she's got a frown on her face. And oh, honey, what's wrong? And you know, she'll be laying on her arm or something. Her arm's going dead. I have to move her arm out, you know, and put it up, you know, and tuck it, and then roll her on her side, you know, that kind of stuff. So you just want to make sure that she's not in a position that aggravates her, you know. Usually it's the nurse's fault, not the nurses, but me as a nurse. It's the people taking care of her's fault. It's not her fault, you know. We turned her over and left the one arm, you know, kind of pinched under her leg, something like that, you know. It's something that got past us, and then it's aggravating her and upsetting her. So she's laying there in agony, and we can see it now, which before we couldn't see. So God knows how many hours she laid there in agony or wet or something before we caught it, you know. Now that she's reacting, we can see if she's unhappy, and we figure out why, and we can fix it and make it to where she's happy. And I like that because, you know, I know that she's more comfortable more of the time, which is our best goal, is to make her as comfortable as can be while this situation is here, you know. So hope you guys like that Tracy update. You know, I just love her to death, and you know, I can't wait for her to come back. And Josh, what are you going to do the day you come over and I'm like, your mom's awake? What are you going to do?
Introduce her to her granddaughter.
Bingo! Introduce her to her granddaughter. Oh my God, she's going to lose her mind. She grew up with all three boys, trying to have girls, and we never had a girl. We had three boys, and she gave up, got her tubes tied and everything, and gave up. You know, she's surrounded by testosterone. This is the way it's going to be. She would lose her mind if she's got a little granddaughter. Oh my goodness. You know your mom. And then babies. Oh my goodness. She would be lost. She'd be like, don't talk to me. I'm playing with the baby.
I'll lose my mind if this.
What's that?
They won't let me pick up the fish tonight. It arrives 10 minutes after they close.
Are they open tomorrow? Oh, okay.
But it's like he's sitting in that bag for an extra
8 hours, right? But that's better than the whole weekend. Plus, if they arrive at 12:10, he's not going to be unloaded until about 1 o'clock.
Yep.
You know. So okay, well, that was a Tracy update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I try and do the best I can and remember as much as happened during the week. And you know, this week was more about me and the nurses getting things down packed and getting, you know, like the last, you know, me and Mara, we had things. She was here for a year and a half. We had things down packed. You know, we knew what she did. We knew what I did. You know, we both did our job. And now we've got all these new nurses, and they're trying things out, you know, feeling it out. So, yeah, no, I'm doing the ordering for her and putting the stuff away. But Diane's also doing more work than she normally does at other jobs. But she's only got one patient to take care of instead of like 40 in her last job. So, you know, it was a learning curve for everybody, and we're getting through it. We're doing good. I'm proud of my nurses. They're doing good. The only thing I wish is if you're going to call off, please let me know a week ahead of time. And I know that ain't always possible, but man, it would help me out a lot because, you know, I don't know when my schedule, you know, okay, if I have to work 3 nights a week at you know, 14, 16 hours a night till the next nurse comes, and then I have to work 2 days a week, you know, 16 hours a day, you know, it's hard for me to get into my sleeping schedule. And, you know, then all the other problems around here, you know, sleeping's the last worry on our mind, you know. So we get everything done, and then you take whatever hours you can to sleep. That's just how it is.
Dude just called me back, and he's like, you must have read that wrong. It's not getting in until noon tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, that helps in one sense. You look at the good. We'll be available at noon tomorrow and can go up and get them.
It's available at midnight and 7 a.m. But yeah, that just means he'll be transported even longer.
Well, he's one fish in a big bag full of oxygen. Let's hope that nothing gets poked holes in it. You know, all we can do is cross our fingers and hope for the best, Josh. Alrighty, so let's move on now. Let me see the comments.
Yeah, let me pull my stuff up here. Slacking, you know. Trying to worry about.
Well, you're
this
always
news.
slack.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Hey! I had 3 jobs, plus worked on everybody's cars, plus always spent all my time with you guys. I never had a babysitter. I raised you boys myself, and you know you went everywhere with me. I was never a slacker.
Do you guys hear that nagging sound?
Oh, you stop it.
All right, I think I've got my live chat up. We're good to go. All messages, so we are good to go.
Haji Abdullah says, I know you're doing a lot, but are you making sure Tracy gets her massage therapy? She don't get massage therapy. We give her physical therapy, which is, you know, about a half hour a day. We bend her knees, 20 times, and then we straighten her leg out and move her leg up, 20 times, and then we move her ankle 20 times, and then we move her toes down, back 20 times, and we move every section of her body 20 times each. And that takes, a half hour or so, and she gets that every day. Once she comes out of this vegetative state and she's into the next thing, whenever she can squeeze the doctor's hand or blink or, make some sort of movement on command when the doctor's here, he will then move her up into the next category, which is minimally conscious. She moved out of she moved out of coma into the vegetative. She worked all the way up to the top of that. And now we're waiting for her to move into the minimally conscious. Once that happens, other programs open up. You got physical therapy. They're going to show up here. We've got other programs that'll help her, with machinery that'll hold her standing up, to help her with physical therapy. All kinds of things open up for her. Right now, they're not available because she's not able to communicate. So, now I have given her massages on times, this and that, but mostly it's physical therapy that we give her.
Zach Paulson, a good question, says, Josh, when is Brian's fish planning to head out? This has been a question that's been going on now for about a year and a half.
Hang on one second. The drinking word is, when I drink, you drink. Go ahead.
And we've been holding on to some fish now for about a year and a half. It's been long overdue. The open to the aquarium just keeps getting pushed back and back and back.
Well, that's not his fault, but it happens.
There's a lot of work that either just comes up that you don't think about. Contractors, get pushed out with other work. Things pop up. So, it's always hard to keep a project like this on track. So it's gotten pushed out a couple of times, and for good reasons. But he's making great progress on it. The tanks are up. They're starting to get themed out now and stuff.
And of course, we can't give out the tanks until the fish until his tanks are fully cycled.
Right.
So this all takes time,
So he's got a hard stop for the saltwater fish that are supposed to be delivered at the end of January, and that's buku bucks. They're going out and catching fish from the ocean and actually collecting them starting now, and they're going to be shipped to the.
What a job that is!
Yeah.
Get on your diving gear, go out there and catch fish, get paid for it. Oh my God, I would love to do that job.
Yeah, it's cool. But that is the end of January there. We kind of have it worked out to where so we've been talking back and forth, and you always ask me for advice on certain things. And you never want to go into a situation and put all of your fish in all of their different tanks at one time, because someone's going to mess up some way, some shape or form, and you're going to have a disease breakout, equipment failure. A lot can go wrong too much at one time.
Real quick. When you put fish in together and you put a bunch in together, he says disease breakout. Well, there's for many reasons for that. Okay, maybe the fish aren't sick at all, and you put them in there in perfect health. But because of the stress level of the new water, maybe there's an ammonia outbreak or nitrite outbreak or whatever. The stress level of the fish, they release the diseases that are already in them. Fish, just like you and I, have diseases inside their body that their normal body is fighting off and are in good health. When they get stressed, they get sick. Well, the problem is they release it into the water and all the other fish get sick. And the weakest ones die and everybody else gets sick for a little bit, and then you put medicine in and they get cured. So there's a lot to think about when you do that.
So with trying to work with all of this, going to let the saltwater tank cycle a bit longer, but we're going to aim to do all the fresh water stock before the saltwater so that they can be in their tanks, and that portion of the craziness is out of the way, to where when they get the shipment of saltfish, they can just focus on that instead of doing both sides of the spectrum. Because
Right.
I mean, they're right now they've got a crew of like 5 or 7 guys, and a few of them are aquarium guys. The rest are the reptile keepers, so they don't really know a whole lot about fish. They're
Right.
learning as they go. So it's going to be a lot for Steve, and I forget his name, but he just hired him. He's the main zookeeper there for the aquatics. There's going to be a lot of leaning on these two individuals to acclimate, check for disease, check water parameters, make sure pumps are
All
flowing.
the
you
water
got proper
parameters
flow.
in every tank has to be checked every day for the first, I'd say 5 months.
So it's going to be highly stressful. I offered Brian, I'm like, if you give me enough, lead time and let me know, I can possibly bring a crew of my guys up there and help you on the days to acclimate and get things into tanks. Because in saltwater, the acclimation process is a lot more in depth. Some fish you might acclimate for 2 hours, some you might acclimate for 12 hours, and you got to think like quick on your head. That one needs that one needs that. Oh, but that shark, if that pH is off by any little bit, he's going to go belly up and die. Some people might look past that and just start acclimating. So you got to know these things and know exactly how to acclimate, know how to move them from tank to tank or bag to tank. So it's going to be stressful. We all offered up our help, and we're going to try and do the freshwater fish beforehand, just to get that all out of the way. So I would say probably January, the first, second week of January would sound nice. They just finished the theming on the predator tank now.
And
Now
we're
they're gonna
thinking
work on
probably around
filtration.
April, May for us to bring the fish up for freshwater.
No, January. He wants to open the aquarium first week of February.
Are you shitting me?
So like the freshwater tanks are due to be filled soon, so they can cycle for 3-4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. Happening quick.
Okay, Bambi McCluskey says, OFR and fam, what's Tracy's favorite scent? Okay, this is Victoria's Secret's pear. It says pear cologne on it. Josh, can you get her bottle
pear
for it?
glaze now.
Pear glaze, yeah. She's got a bottle of it in here. I found it on Wish. It was like $5.90 a bottle, and I bought 7 of them. And we're down to 2 now. Because anytime that I do anything with her, I spray her down and tell her she smells so pretty.
They have these at Victoria's.
Yeah, the Victoria's Secret sells it for like $40. You can get them on other things. Victoria's Secret's pear glaze. Can you put that up by give them the name of it?
$10 a bottle, I thought.
Yeah, $5 to $10 a bottle. Victoria's Secret's pear glaze. It's a beautiful scent. I mean, if you love your woman and you want to fool around with her, spray her with this, and you'll just want to eat her up. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. I smelled Tracy, and I just had to have her. Numb. I think that's why she liked it so much.
Pete Walters is a big fan of DIY. Any DIY projects coming up? So pretty much everything that we do here at the rescue is now kind of like a DIY, because stuff's getting so big, and to pay someone to build one of these tanks is, astronomical cost, and so we try and build a lot
Well,
of
hey.
stuff ourselves.
We built our first 3,000 gallon tank 4 years ago, and it's still running.
Yeah.
We overbuilt the crap out of it, and it's still working. I'm proud of that tank.
So the next thing that we have coming up, though, I want to try and move the dog bone into the shallow end of the monster pond on a specially built stand that AZ might be helping us out with. We're trying to go through stuff like that, but that would have to be done before Greg comes in the springtime.
Why? Can be done after.
Because if he's going to be rebuilding that rock formation, it's going to be built through the stand of the dog bone.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it has to.
Oh, yeah.
Has to.
Right. You're right.
Wait. Can you say that again?
You are right.
Good question, Zach. Follow-up question for Brian. Do you think he's going to have problems with pH due to concrete tanks? Although that is a large,
Not if they're sealed properly.
Well, even so, all of that, masonry and theming that's in the tanks is all plaster. Even with paint, you will have some fluctuations in pH, but when you have that tank running long enough and you're doing these tests and you're testing the water, you're going to see probably the first 2 weeks a big spike in pH, and then it'll sort of kind of level off as you do water change after water change. Because at first, those big concrete ponds leach out a lot of stuff because the first time touching water, and then they're sealed in. After that happens, you really shouldn't have no effect on pH. So it's like my dad said, the first 2 to 5 weeks is the most crucial. You got to check your parameters.
Water parameters every day.
Yep. And that's every single tank. And yeah, so we had concrete in our tanks before. It actually raises the pH quite a bit, and we've put potters with concrete in them. And here on city water, most people kind of deal with low pH water, so you have that concrete or masonry. It actually brings up the pH. All that rock in the monster pond, that our pH stays at about 7.1 to 7.2. It fluctuates in between there.
And we never chase pH.
Almost perfect. So
we always leave
you can have cichlids. You can have both ends of the spectrum there. You just have to be careful with acclimation. If you have a fish in 6.8 and you're putting them in 7.1, you better make sure that
stress and die.
Better make sure that acclimation is slow.
pH is like the #1 killer.
Yeah.
So you can bring a fish home, think it's great, but they've got well water and their pH is way different than yours. And you acclimate him, you do everything right, and then 2 days later he's dead. It's because the shock of pH shock. It's a real killer.
Yes.
You got to acclimate them very, very slowly. Keep them in their own water for as long as possible, and then acclimate them up to your water. It's a big thing.
That's one thing I'm worried about tomorrow with not going to say it. Came straight.
I can say it. You want me to say it?
Came straight from Thailand, and they flew in on Wednesday, and they just arrived. Now they're shipped back.
Maybe we should test this water before we.
But regardless, I'm going to take a very long acclimation out.
Like 8 hours.
As
Trip.
long as I'm here.
Trip.
And then the battle comes with trying to get the beast to eat. I just got the parrot Eba to eat like three days ago. He's been here for what, a month?
Dude, you had a problem getting the jellycat to eat. Now look, he's biting your fingers.
You guys, yeah, I did post a reel on that.
Yeah, you did.
That thing bit the shit out of me. Like the hardest catfish bite I've ever had. He's 2 foot long. I've been bitten.
How did he compare to that 4 foot alligator gar?
Completely different bite, but the catfish hurt more.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that gar had a hold of your foot, and you were holding this thing, and you were jerking around, and I'm yelling at you to quit playing around, boy.
You know, I've been in the monster pond messing with pumps where, you know, I've had the 40-inch hybrid come up and swallow my hand, or Brutus
Dude,
came up and
I had
hit
that
my
big
hand.
red tail come up and nail my foot, and I swear to God, it felt like I got hit by a hammer. It felt like I was just bam.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurt. I was like, "What the hell was that?" And it was him sucking in and biting down.
Yeah, them big catfish hurt. The arapaima hurt, but
But yeah, you're gonna go swimming with them. They never bite.
that jelly catfish about 2 foot long hurt 10 times more than being bit by Brutus. It was just crazy. I couldn't even like explain the pain. Like, it was so quick, and he's so small, and it's like, how the hell does like force come out of that small ass fish?
That's why the guy at the Shed Aquarium told me, "Oh, step back away from that tank." And I'm sitting there, I'm leaning on a cement tank. I got my arm and my elbow sticking over. He's like, no, get back away. And I'm like, well, hi, I'm Big Rich. I deal with big fish all the time. He had a 5-foot jowcat in there, and its mouth was about 1.5 feet wide. And he threw a piece of tilapia in right by my arm, and that thing hit the water so hard, I felt my whole body thump. You know, and I was like, whoa, and I backed off. I'm like, whoa, you know, that would have hurt. You know, thank you. I'd never seen anything like it, the force of that fish. So we immediately bought a jowl and let him grow out of here.
Now we got, so actually the first jowl was gifted to us, and we still have him. He's slowed down. Then we got another jowl that was dropped off here. It was a rescue, and he came in, just started hammering food and growing astronomically well. Now
He passed the big
jowl,
yeah.
no, the big jowl still has about 3 inches on it, but now the big jowl is eating every single day, starting to get fat. He's now competing with the goonch.
Oh, okay.
Now, whenever I feed that tank, I have to feed the goonch first, the jowl, then the turtle. Before, it was the turtle would come in and take everything. Right. So yeah, they're getting big, and you know, when a fish is eating like that, you don't want to move them. Just like the Paraíba, they'll go on strike for months, and then once you get them, like now, I've seen the Paraíba eat. I want to move him into his tank, but now he's going to go back on strike for I don't know how long. So I want to fatten him up and get him nice and fat and healthy before I move him again. Because what if he goes on strike for another 3 weeks?
Okay. Green Queen says, did Paul actually get knocked out by that fish, the arapaima? And we got a next question says, nah.
It was some great acting.
It was great acting. If you'd have seen the whole clip, Paul goes in, he holds a fish in his mouth, he gets down to the water, the arapaima pops and takes it out of his mouth, but also hits him in the nose and chin. So Paul falls in the water and acts like he's, you know, knocked out. And he goes down to the bottom, and everybody starts freaking out. And then he opens his eyes and laughs and lets out air, comes back up and says, I'm just kidding. And, you know, but people, they cut that video to where he just fell down to the bottom, you know, and, you know, left the back end open to where everybody started freaking out. And that thing went viral in like 7 different ways. But no, he did not. It hurt him a little bit in his face, he said, and it felt like he got slapped, you know, or punched in the teeth. But, you know, other than that, no, it didn't really knock him out, and he did not die.
Stephen Bundleck says, hey, guys, how's Sheldon getting along with Paco, Betty, and Charlie? They're doing great.
They're doing awesome.
But we are actually going to send Charlie back up to Michigan, where he came from, to go live at Brian Barczyk's aquarium.
Well, you didn't talk to me about this.
Yes.
We have certain celebrity fish that we keep here.
Charlie's not one.
He is.
He's going to a bigger
You ask everybody in Michigan. He is a celebrity. Everybody.
And he's going to be back up in Michigan on display. It's a bigger home.
You don't tell me what you're going to do with my fish.
Okay, you need not to drink so much because we talked about this already.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
No, we did not.
Yeah, no.
I've had one drink. This is my second drink halfway through.
So we had plans. I can show you my list of fish that's going to Brian right now. Then you go outside and tell me where these fish are. I know where every single one is.
What's that have to do with it?
There's a 30-inch.
I know I was mad that you were getting rid of the black pacu.
And a black pacu and an albino. I was giving them one of each.
Them are so rare.
Okay. Black pacus not so much anymore. They're being imported like crazy. But big ones, yeah, they're a little bit harder to come by because people always end up killing them. But I've got one of each pacu on there. You go out there and look in the 3,000 right now. We've got Sheldon, we've got Betty, we've got Paco, and we've got Charlie.
Right, 4.
So
you get rid of the other ones.
Where are they? They're not in 3,000.
Yeah, they are.
No.
What do you mean no?
We have 4 pacu red bellies in the 3,000 right now. Sheldon, Betty, Paco, Charlie.
Okay, so you're telling me we have 4 red belly pacus in the 3,000 right now. Sheldon, Betty, Paco, and Charlie.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're in the 3,000.
You said give Brian one of the other ones. Where are they? There is none of them. We already told Brian we're giving them Charlie.
We've got albinos. We've got all kinds of things. We've got smaller ones. We got a bunch of them in there.
Charlie,
we don't get rid of our celebrities.
Charlie is going back to Michigan. He's going back to his homeland in a tank that's 5 times, 6 times the size the tank he's in now.
Oh, now you're going to put me in that position. God damn it, Josh.
If they
Our motto is we give fish to bigger homes. So, boom.
I thought, if they did a story on Charlie leaving the mall because he went from a 300-gallon tank coming to a 3,000. Now, all these people here that Charlie's coming back to Michigan, you know how many people are going to chime in, write the news? You guys have to cover this story.
You guys write the news. Let them know that Charlie's coming back to Michigan.
But yeah, I've got a long list of fish that are going to Brian right now, and it's a long one. It's not all going to happen in one trip. It's too much. There's stuff coming out of the monster pond, the 4,400, the 3,000, all kinds of stuff. Big stuff.
Yeah, we may have talked about it before, but there was nothing definite, Now you're telling me it's definite. I'm kind of upset. I'm going to lose Charlie.
Well, you picked up Sheldon. He's bigger than all of them. But you want to know something that's crazy?
What?
Sheldon was close to Betty's age, not Betty, Bertha's age. Bertha passed away.
No. Sheldon was nowhere near Bertha's age. Sheldon was a lot smaller than Bertha, but when I had Bertha and Sheldon in my 3,000, they stuck together, buddy. Wherever Bertha went, Sheldon went. So when she said she was crying and she wanted her fish back, I told her I can't give it back to you in a 300-gallon. She's way too big. So she offered to get another tank. So she calls me, said she was spending $7,000.
I know, I got the tank.
On a 750. We found a tank for $8,000, and it was a 1,500, double the size of it. So she took Sheldon and Betty. But Sheldon was Rick Butler's. He bought him as a couple inch long. Betty was like already 20-some years old. Rick was, he was like 7 years old, 5 years old. So he's a lot younger than Bertha was.
I'd ask Rick on that because I'm pretty sure Sheldon is older than Betty. Betty's 18.
No.
Sheldon has about 4 inches on Betty.
No. I've got pictures. Betty was bigger than Sheldon is now.
Betty out there now.
Our Betty.
biggest
Yeah.
Pacu.
Sheldon's not bigger than
She's
her.
18. She's 22.
Okay.
So if
They can live to 40.
Bertha was 20 some years old, they're definitely getting up
No.
there.
You got to understand, them people fed her spaghetti, chicken.
I believe that's why she lived so long.
I think that's why she died so early. She's fat as shit. Now Sheldon's fat as shit. He's as wide as a basketball. None of our Pacu are that wide. Sheldon's big. Having a bad diet and you're 400 pounds and you're breathing, you're going to die earlier. Period. You should not have your fish in that obese of a size. They will cut their life short.
So their average lifespan is 20 years, but they have been noted to live past 30.
There you go.
So I don't think Sheldon should be moved again. Stress on an old fish is too much.
Rick Butler, if you're out there, let us know when you bought him.
He's young enough. I said, but Charlie is young enough.
No. People are telling me when I was a kid growing up, I used to visit Charlie in the Dort Mall. And they're full grown now. That tells me that's 20 years.
But if you look at the fish that themselves and you look at the age and just the face, you see Betty, she's starting to get dimples
overgrown
in her head. Like, you can tell she's old. Sheldon is already past that point. And
Sheldon's younger than Betty. Guarantee it.
He looks old as shit.
This is the time where you gotta say, I could be wrong, Dad.
I could be, but
there you go.
I don't think I am.
Not but. I could be. That's all I need to hear.
Back to some questions.
These days, no videos from Reaper. Christ says to hold on to him and not send him home would be greedy. It's not greedy. We got to look out for the best thing for that fish. If he is as old as Josh is saying, then we don't want him transported. More stress onto his life. Let him live out his life. If he's younger, like I'm saying, he can make it up there. Okay. Reaper's dealing with a lot. Somebody said Reaper probably ran out of gas. You guys quit picking on Reaper. Man, why is it anything I say, people jump down my throat? And another one, don't be greedy. And you guys kiss my butt. Not being greedy. I didn't hear about it. We talked about it, but I didn't hear it was solid and set in stone, so I'm questioning it. I mean, come on, people.
I'm just going to blame the brain surgery,
No, we talked about it before. It was never set in stone.
Zach says, did you get any sponsors for tubs with the splashing and temp problems with transportation? No, the only transport tub like that I would be interested in would be them Pentair tubs.
Is that the one that Electric City showed up here with? The square ones? I love them. They're like 2 inches thick, insulated. They're 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot tall. They're 500 gallons each, or 400?
40 by 40 by 40. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Them are great tubs. Them are awesome.
But they do not do any sort of sponsorships, endorsements. They don't give any sort of, breaks for being a nonprofit. They just say, if you want our product, this is the price you pay. And then you're paying $1,800 for a tub, and then you're paying for shipping because it's a company based out of Europe.
And Bryce Lovell, the best thing for it is a bigger home like Josh is talking about? Absolutely not. The best thing for him is what's best for his health, okay? He could go to a better home, but if he's as old as Josh is saying, we don't want the stress on him moving. If he's as young as I'm saying, he can go to the better home. But do we want him to go to a home where, 87 fish are starting up in a tank and there's a big cycle going on? Absolutely not. That's dangerous, You ever brought home a bunch of fish from the store and you put them in your tank and your tank's crystal clear and everything's great, and then 3 days later they're all dead? It's happened to many. That's called an ammonia spike because you don't have enough bacteria in the tank for the amount of fish you're putting in there. You should always add fish slowly. So don't get on me and talk to me like I'm wrong. You know, everything has to be thought about ahead of time.
But look, listen here. You deal with the people coming in. I deal with the fish going out. So
yeah, I don't care what you're saying. I'm checking on Tracy. What's the numbers? Okay, thank you. I don't know. I put out videos and I do all this, and then everybody seems to love to hate me. You know, like today I said something to Skylar. She was yelling in my ear, and I'm like, stop, calm down, slow down, mellow out. You know, and you know, everybody's like, why? I'm like, because she's yelled before, and it came across the phone mic as crackling. The phone's close to our mouths. We're videoing this. She's right next to me, and she starts yelling. So I tell her to mellow out, and everybody's like, leave her alone, Rich. You know, don't pick on her. You know what? That's some bullshit, because I'm trying to get her to stop screaming in my ear next to me. You guys didn't hear it. The phone came across good, but it was loud. And, you know, she has a problem. When she's excited, she screams. When she's, you know, tired, she barely talks. You can't hear her. So, you know, I was just telling her to calm down a little bit. You know, you guys should see it as, you know, Rich is teaching her. Not Rich is getting on her and leave her alone, Rich. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of that. You guys pick on me for every. Okay, Reaper can come over here and he can, you know, do something and a fish dies and you'd be like, oh, poor Reap, I can't believe you have to go through that. I do something, a fish dies, and you're like, Rich is a killer. Rich is an asshole. I'm so tired of that. You know, just please back off of me, or I'll just eliminate your comments and just delete you from the channel. I mean, I do so much and try so hard to help out everything. You know, I don't need people running me into the ground. I surround myself with good people, and if you're not being good people, I will just eliminate you. I'm tired of it. It's a ignorant race I'm running. It's stupid.
Rusty has what from the pool ponds going to Brian? You'll have to wait and find out. That'll be some video content you'll be looking forward to.
All right. Bryce Level says I'm condescending tones. I don't care if it works well with others. I don't like you now. Goodbye.
You're being dramatic.
I'm not being dramatic. I'm tired of telling everybody I'm condescending. I run this place, so people have to listen to me. I tell people what to do. I tell people what they should do, what they shouldn't do, how they should do.
Take criticism.
I don't take criticism well. I go without sleep so much in a week that people should, you know, oh, Rich, you're tired, buddy. You know, something. Have a little bit of patience with me or something. I don't know. But, you know, if you're at my house and you're helping here, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And if you don't like it, don't be here helping. See, look at Lee Martin says, nah, Skylar was loud in that video. I was glad you asked her to tone it down a little. I'm not being an asshole. I just, you know, if it makes the phone crack, I'm going to ask you to stop doing that. That's all. She was excited and real close to me.
You know, the way I see it is you have around 300 people every week that sign on here to see you and to listen to what you have to say. So if they say one thing that's criticizing of you and you start jumping down people's throats, then, you know, then there's less people watching you each week, and these live streams are going to go down to the dumps. I mean,
it just kills me that Reaper can come here and do the same thing, and they're like, oh, poor Reap.
The way the internet works.
And then I do the same thing, and they're like, Rich, you're an asshole. You know, if it wasn't for me, none of this would be here. I taught you everything you knew. I brought you up into the fish world. I showed you. I took you to all the auctions and started buying these things. And we've gone through many deaths and learned from our mistakes and blah blah blah. And this would not be a thing without me. So to be condescending to me, it pisses me off. I don't know. So anyways, Kelly Lee says, I get you, Big Rich. You're a manager of OFR. It's your place. Yeah, but when 20 people are picking up something and moving it, you have to have one person in charge. And I don't trust nobody else other than Josh. So if Josh is in charge, I leave him alone. I'll even come in and help, and I will do what Josh says. Because it's the one person in charge says, oh, yo, that's all going this way. Everybody on the left, lift up more. Now, if I was on the left and I'm like, I don't believe Josh, and I don't lift up more, I'm not listening to my boss, and the job is not getting done. Period. There's one boss in every job, and you have to listen to that because he's overseeing everything, and he understands the nuances of if you do that, this is going to happen. If you do that, this is going to happen. Just stop arguing and do what I ask you right there. Do that, and then we'll be fine. And everybody's like, "Yo, Rich, you're such an ogre, an overlord, and you tell people what to do." Well, yeah, I'm tired of stupidity in my life.
I mean, you've got generations. There's probably 3-4 different generations in this chat. You got the young kids who are gonna call you a boomer. There's the young kids, the old guys like to call snowflakes, and millennials and shit like that.
You just said that.
They're going to jump down each other's throat, no matter which way you look at it. But it's up to us as the creator, as the leader of this channel, to not give a shit. Who gives a shit what Joe Schmo on the internet is saying it in a comment on a live stream? Here we are. We still got lives to live. No matter what happens, we got to continue going on. And we're here to bring entertainment. And we're here to talk to our followers. If they say something bad, let them talk. Ignore it. I mean, they're here to get a reaction out of you.
Yes.
And they just
Rusty, no, I never got an apology. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little mad there. I am sorry for my actions. I know better than that, and I'm sorry. If it caused you any stress, that's my bad. I shouldn't have done that.
It's supposed to be fun. So take a drink.
Boy,
get your panties.
You want some of this right here? I'll give you the pimp hand. You want some of this?
I mean, you can only do this stuff for so long. That's why so many people come in here that they can't deal with the heat of the internet, and they have a breakdown or a lapse, or they get on a live stream and yell at little kids. And
yeah, we've seen that happen.
It happens to the best of us, but
and to the worst of us.
It's just how you take care of yourself.
I've never yelled at little kids.
Just saying, you move forward. Says, "Hey, you're sorry." Blah blah blah. It's done. We got Brittany Zibbles $5. Says, Josh, can we get an update on Christmas for Laura, Britton Diesel, and the cats, and newer tank update? So Christmas, the house was supposed to look like a winter wonderland. Okay, in the entrance room is Candyland. There's snow, there's gumdrops, there's candy canes. It's Candyland. All right. There's a white Christmas tree out there.
How do you like it when your life doesn't go the way you planned?
Let me finish talking. All right, we nixed the decorations in the kitchen because it was just too much. We hated it. So now the front room is all colorful Christmas, and it's done up. Between the last year and now, I think I spent like $1,500 and the decorations, and
oh my goodness,
it looked amazing. But then Alora was great for the first night, and now she, as far as up she can reach, about 3 foot, she picked every ornament off the tree.
Oh no!
she put everything where she wanted it to go. So we are dealing with that right now. Candyland is no longer Candyland. But yeah, it's fun. Brittany's doing great. We are in the process of planning the last bits of our wedding and whatnot. That's coming up in April. It's coming down to the wire to where now some people are dropping off. So we had like the initial invitations that they went out. Then we got a number of who's coming, who's not. Now the people that were coming, now it's time to start booking hotels and stuff like that. Some people are starting to drop off from that. So we're getting it dialed in and exactly what's going on. And in the next month or so, we should have that pretty well dialed in. She's on her third wedding dress now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but this one's the one.
That's what she said about the last one.
The last one was just a good deal. Her friend worked at David's Bridal and was able to get her a great deal on the dress. So she went up there and found the dress that she thought that she loved. But then she was shopping around and found this new dress after that dress. She just had to have it. So
How much more does it cost?
doesn't matter.
The words of a beaten man.
But there's that going on. I am we're supposed to be going to get my suit tailored probably sometime over this weekend.
Dude, I got my, what do you call it, passport.
Yeah.
And we were calling tonight to book our flights. And I gave up on that.
I
But
wouldn't book your flight just yet. I'll tell you when to book your flight. But what you need to do is put the deposit on your room at least. That has to be in before the 27th.
so the room before the flights.
Yes.
Okay. Then
So
we'll do that.
Brittany is she checks flights quite often, and she'll get updates when the flight's at its cheapest. It's usually like 3 months before. But I mean, at the worst case scenario, you're going to pay full price of what it is now. So you can only get a
Between the
better
flights and the hotels, it's $3,500. That's a dirt bike.
yeah, but it's all also how many days of all paid expense and limited drinks you'd spend.
That's what you want me to do is come to Mexico and have all the drinks covered, and I can drink as much as I want.
You can
This
go
is who
out
you
on
want
your
me
own
at
and
your wedding.
The resort is big enough for all of us. Okay,
You want drunk rich at your wedding.
not at our wedding. No, that is one day. But the other days, you're welcome to do what you please.
Here, read this one. I put it out because it was interesting.
Charlie was brought to the Dortmund Mall in 2003.
Yes, that's over 20 years old. He's older than Sheldon.
I don't think so.
I think so. How about $1 bet? All right, let me call Rick real quick. Sheldon's
Just
on.
do it after or text him. That wouldn't.
All right, I'll text him.
Oh yeah, what wasn't done with my update?
Ooh, platinum freshwater dolphins. Charles.
They're not the Longiro stress. They're the regular ones. So it would depend on how much. I'm not gonna overpay because it's not exactly what I want. But if it was the Longiro stress,
What did I go on here to look for?
Rick.
Oh yeah, Rick Butler.
So yeah, back to the update. So we are planning our wedding and stuff like that. The cats are cats. They are, the new one has been giving me an aneurysm now for about what 6 months. but no, they're doing good. Diesel, he's fine, doing good. He's getting older now, so he's not playing around as much.
So now he can be our dog again.
Want him?
Not really.
Pete, $2 says, "How is Heisenberg von Fish Face?" For those that don't know, that is the gourami that is in the 4400 right now, and he is fine. He's still cruising along.
How big are those Coronas? How many ounces are they?
12.
12 ounce.
Vasquez family, $5 says, "We always here for a good show or bad. We're human. Good see father."
Oh, we never have a bad show, right?
But you know, I'm sitting here chugging these Coronas because I'm trying to get ready for Mexico. You know, in Jamaica, all they had was Red Stripe.
Really?
Now, if you know what Red Stripe is, it's like a Heineken, so it's like a malt beer.
Okay.
So like that's all they had was Red
No
Stripe.
vodka?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying as far
That
as
might
like
have been
beer,
good.
as far as beer, all they had was Red Stripe. But there's going to be times in Mexico that you're not in the bar, and all they serve is Corona. So like when you're going on these like expeditions and stuff, they might have a little bit, but they'll usually have Jose Cuervo, you know, stuff like that. It's all going to be Mexican made products.
Right.
So you know, Corona.
Coronas taste like shit without a lime or a lemon in the
They're
neck.
fine.
What?
They're fine.
No, they're not.
I'm drinking them without.
There's a million
right now.
different taste values with just added a lemon wedge in that neck.
Oh wait, I get it. You're just bougie.
You're bougie.
And like your
You
mixed
have
drinks.
an Audi.
You like your mixed
Your
drinks.
wife has an Audi. And now I had to buy your daughter an electric Audi instead of a Princess Mobile.
It's called a Lexus.
Oh, you have a Lexus. She has a Lexus. I had to buy your daughter a Lexus. You're bougie.
No,
Yep.
I'm not. I'm not the one that says, "Oh, beer tastes like shit."
I don't say it tastes like dick. I said it tastes like crap without a lemon in it. Period. It changes the scientific values of everything in that beer.
Maybe
and
this
it
is
tastes
why
better.
I have so much hair on my chest and legs, and
No, you have hair on your chest and legs because Tracy cheated on me. I was born from an Indian family, and I'm 50-some years old. And there's still no hair on my chest. There's a little bit. I can pull, you know, there's a hair every once in a while. But there was no hair, and I had all this hair on my head. And my kids came out with more hair on their legs, more hair on their arms, more hair on their chest. They were like little Greek goddesses. Gods. There you go. You were hairy little son bitch.
Brittany Zibla's $5 is from Blake Adams. How do you keep algae at bay in the pool pond? So that is what's great about having a natural ecosystem pond. When you have a natural ecosystem, there are, you know, organisms in the water that eat the algae. You know, I bet you if you do a water sample, there's little microorganisms in that water because it is a natural ecosystem pond. So, you know, that there's a ton of little cichlids in there. You best believe it. If there's any string algae, them little cichlids are eating that string algae and stuff. We've never scraped that pond once, and it is still going strong. We honestly let the algae grow where it wants to grow. Once your pond kind of balances off, it finds itself, and it's going to basically the amount of phosphates that you're putting in the water from feeding pellets or food, whatever it might be, algae is going to feed off of those phosphates. That's why in saltwater systems you have phosphate removers, and people are always adding it and dosing it to keep the algae at bay. But if you have a natural ecosystem and everything's so, you know, just leveled off and balanced, you don't have to chase that stuff. I don't use charcoal. Right. We don't use phosphate. We don't use pH chasers, nothing like that. Hell, I don't even do water changes. We just have a constant drip in and a drip out, and our water stays below 20 parts per million. And of course, the plants.
Okay, Jim Sheasley says, I was told by a guy from Mexico that the only reason they put a lime in it is to keep the bugs out. Jim, that is absolutely wrong. You take a Corona and set it wait, let me finish. A cold Corona and set it on the counter. And you take a cold Corona and you put a wedge of lemon in it. Now, you taste this one, it tastes like skunk beer. Corona tastes like skunk beer. Then you taste this one and it's so good. You just want to drink more of it. There's something to do chemically with the lemon that changes everything in the beer and makes it taste good. So you can't add lemon drops. It don't work. You have to have a lemon in the neck where the beer has to pass by the lemon. And it works great. It's awesome. Try it.
Chemical reaction in the beer. But, you know, that's for all of the bougie Americans who don't like the taste. But for us men, we drink it with no lemon or lime.
Oh my God, you're the bougiest guy I know. I raised you a man, and you turned bougie.
You know, if I was a normal millennial, that would offend me. But I take that as a compliment because I like nice things and have nice things and worked hard for my nice things.
You have.
And now
I agree 100%.
We get, you know, this.
You deserve your nice things.
This old guy telling me, you're bougie because you've got a Lexus. Then you bought your wife a Lexus. And oh, your daughter now has a Power Wheel Lexus. You're so bougie.
That's the epitome of bougie right there.
You best believe it. What's her first car going to be?
Oh, Lexus. I brought this kid up. We built the 67 Camaro. He was my youngest kid. Me and Richie were hanging together tough, and we were, you know, we get new chrome parts in the mail every day, but we'd be out working on the car. I didn't realize it at the time, okay? I didn't realize I was being a bad dad. I didn't know. I thought I was being a great dad. My boys are with me. We're doing car stuff. We're doing awesome stuff. But, you know, Josh would be over in the corner of the garage, laying on the ground on his dog Flash, being like, are we done yet, Dad? No, buddy, we got a couple more hours. We're going to finish this. We're going to get this on. Yay, let's get it done, you know? And he learned to hate cars. So when it came time, we're done with the Camaro. We've done the shows. We did the show circuit and all that. And it comes time for Josh. He's 16. What kind of car do you want, buddy? Daddy, I'll build a car with you. I don't want to build a car. I don't even want to work on a car. I'll buy a car. Like, oh my God. I did not know what I was doing at the time. I turned him against cars from working so hard on cars with his brother. So his bouginess came from me and my work ethic.
So okay. Suanna says, so Josh, you're saying real men drink piss and money makes you better? It's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is a real man will drink what's given to him and not complain about it and say this tastes like piss. Why are you drinking that? Everyone enjoys what they enjoy. End of story, period. And I never said nothing about having money makes you better. I said I worked hard for the things that I have and I enjoy what I have. So I don't, think the word bougie is, warranted there. If you think that, then that's fine. But, I work hard for what I have. And, if I have a luxury car, I worked for it. And I worked hard to get my wife a luxury car too. So,
what's his name? His name is Brittany. He runs your life. Ow! Why would you do that to me? I thought you loved me.
That's the it's called the Bougie Twister 3000.
Mm. Oh my goodness. All right.
OG Foster says a real man can drive a beat up Ford and be proper proud about it.
Hell yeah. I drive a 1967 Camaro. That car is over 50 years old. And I'm proud as hell of it.
Yeah, you can drive whatever you
And
want.
not only can I drive it, I can get there faster than you can in any car you drive. Are you serious? You drove my Camaro once.
Yeah, but it's just a sit and spin. It's gonna be smoking the whole way there.
I'm telling you, we get on the highway, I'll outdo you. Period.
It ain't beating my bike. I'll tell you that.
Yes, it will. Because when the cops pull up on us, I'll slow down and you'll keep going, and the cops will chase you because you're on a bike. They're used to chasing bikes.
Too.
They're used to chasing bikes.
Before.
I bought you that bike. Don't use it against me.
603 Living said Rich can drive from gas station to gas station.
That's
Ain't that
right.
about right?
And look cool as shit.
You'll be in that thing and you'll watch the gas gauge just going down.
Yeah.
A whole 3 miles to.
Dude, there's two 1050 Dominators on it, and when you give it gas, you're dumping, a twelfth of the tank of gas every minute into that motor. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous.
Bucky Dodonner says, "When's the last time the Camaro's been started? Josh will be at the destination before you dig it out of the garage."
Fuck you, Bucky. It's been started every year. We always take care of it. We took it for a ride last summer, and it actually caught on fire because my son Richie ran the spark plugs. I put new spark plug wires on it, ran them wrong and touched an exhaust, and it caught on fire. And we come up to a stoplight, and the car was on fire. So me and Josh, we jump out at the stoplight, and we're like, "Oh my God, get it out!" I'm grabbing weeds and I'm throwing on it. He's taking his shirt off and trying to pat it down, and I'm like, "Screw it, get back in the car. We got to go." And I floored it from where it was, got around the corner, went into oncoming traffic right at 3 lanes of oncoming traffic, made them all stop, and I made it all the way over to what's the name of that gas station? BP. And I stopped right at the door going in. I'm like, "Josh, run in and get water." My motor's still on fire. He runs in. I go running in there, and I'm like, "It's okay. We're not robbing the place. My car's on fire. We need water. I'll pay for it." And the guy behind the counter is like, "What is happening?" Josh runs out the door with water, and he's pouring it on the motor. I stayed and I paid for the water. But we got the motor out. I ran home on 7 cylinders. We started to back up, and we pulled that spark plug wire, and it was all burnt and crusted up. We pulled that spark plug wire. I drove home on 7 spark plugs, and we parked it in the garage. I put new wires on it since, and then ran them myself, and tied them up where they need to be, where they're not touching headers, all that kind of stuff. But
it's a crying shame. Says my hubby's 82 and I'm 88. We are not like regular millennials, that's for sure. Well, you're not a millennial at all. If you're 88, a millennial is like 1980 to like 1996.
Yeah, there was Gen X before that, and what else was before that?
The
baby boomers. I was a baby boomer.
And
born in '63. Then there was Gen X.
The great generation or something like that.
Nah. Look it up.
Before the boomers. Brittany Zibbles, $10 says, "Britneys of all spellings run the world. Britney Spears, Brittany Price, and of course me. LOL. Well, not the world at the moment, but my couch. Not guys. Thanks for a good life."
We love you, Brittany. You're hilarious. She's so sweet. I just want to hug her. Give her a big old hug right now.
Someone asked, "How's the muskie doing?" The muskie died off a long time ago. We never actually got him to eat. He never came out of quarantine. All right. We went off on some tangents here.
Yeah, we did. Ah.
All right. What's some more questions? And no, you guys will not know what fish is coming tomorrow. Not until Wednesday. But Wednesday though will be a great video. Be a fun one.
No, Friday's video will be great.
Yeah.
Nah. We just both put out a #1 video last week.
How about Monday's video?
That's your video.
I have Wednesday.
Oh, Monday's video is going to be awesome.
Goonch and Armadas update. The Goonch has went on a big growth spurt. He's probably like 32 inches long. He's super thick. He eats like a demon. Whenever you disturb the top of the water, he's right up top. He's attacking. The Armadas, he's probably about 16 inch or so. They're doing good in with the stingrays.
He's doing good and showing his teeth all the time.
He went on strike there for a minute and didn't eat for like a month. How often do you feed MBU clam snails per week? At least once a week.
Once a week, yeah.
But it's not really 100% necessary. You know, some people out there will tell you that their beak will keep on growing until it protrudes through the top of their mouth and will end up killing them.
Which can happen. Not normally.
Not on an MBU. Not likely on freshwater puffers. More likely with a saltwater puffer. Is distilled water as good as RO water?
We are using distilled water right now in our saltwater tank. RO water would be better because we can have it on an auto top off.
It's close, but not the same. Distilled is basically filtered and purified. RO is like one little step past it. So it's a little bit better, but the thing with RO water is it can be highly unstable. So you have to put things in it to make it stable.
Well, if you got the RO water on a constant steady drip into your saltwater tank, you can also add a auto top off to where the water level doesn't change at all. And it automatically tops off and keeps things the same. And that's what you want in a saltwater aquarium is normalcy across the board, you know? See, the baby boomer generation born 1946 to 1964. I was 1963. And then Generation X was born 65 to 80. Millennials were 81 to 96.
See, then what would I say? The great generation, 1901 to 27. That's your dad.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
The last generation to work fields, have testosterone, you know, work hard, get your grandma pregnant. Grandma had 18 kids.
Oh.
Grandpa had a lot of testosterone.
You said that way just messed up.
I'm just saying. Back in the day, men were more men than we are today.
You made it sound like he had so much testosterone that he got his grandma pregnant.
Oh, no. My grandmother, his wife, had 19 kids. One died. So she had 18 kids. Because Grandpa was either hunting or staying at home. Grandpa had a lot of testosterone, is all I'm saying. Nowadays, you've got kids that are growing up and be like, I identify as a woman. You know, it's just crazy.
Jim Sheasley, $5. Will I still have to restabilize distilled the way I would RO? No, you would not have to. Distilled water you can put right in. But as far as like a shrimp tank, I'm imagining a freshwater shrimp tank. You really don't even need distilled water. You can honestly just use tap water, Jim. We've got
Juice Junkie says, "What's your pronoun, Rich?" Man. Period.
That's not a pronoun.
His, her, I'm a him. Period.
You are a he or a him.
He or a him. Right.
Man.
Do you want to see the pimp hand?
Pronoun is man. That should be the next title to your video.
And who do I invite? Larry the Cable Guy? Come on now. Pronoun is mullet. You son of a bitch.
Man. That should be next week's drinking word.
Yes, Ashley said that means she was pregnant for over 19 years. Exactly.
That's
Grandpa was a man. He was a big man.
I couldn't imagine it. 18 kids?
Well, that was the point where they never went grocery shopping. Grandpa went, out hunting, and he'd bring home everything they needed for food, and they grew it. He had a honeybee farm. He had, taters. He had carrots. He had corn. He had everything. You know what I'm saying? And Grandma had all she did was what do you call that when you take everything and you put it into the root cellar under the ground? Cannery sessions.
Ross Dingle says, back in Rich's day, they didn't need pronouns. They
Right.
just needed cousins.
Cousin loving. Come on now.
That's not actually what he said, but I thought it was pretty funny.
19 years preggy sounds like a job. It sure was. But I tell you what, I met that woman. I was like 6 years old. And my dad took me down there, and I've never felt more loved in my life. To this day, never. That woman, as soon as I walked in, she's like, oh my goodness, I love you. And she hugged me, and she's like, you're skinny. Let me get you something to eat. And she cooked up a full course, biscuits and gravy and bacon and eggs and sausage and apple butter toast and oh my God, it was just so great. She just cooked up all this mess of food in like 20 minutes. And I was eating, and she tucked me. I've never been tucked in before. She tucked me into bed and kissed me on my forehead. I felt loved at this house. I never wanted to leave Grandma's house, It was amazing. I've never felt it before or since, So, Grandma was a good woman. Grandma was a good woman.
And actually, I don't think that they existed back then.
What?
Read the comments.
Yes, Ashley, but they were called bread bags and a rubber band. How about that?
Yeah, and not nowadays. Like, yeah, 8 kids, it's frowned upon.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? The government came out and said they're going to have to do something about the population when it reached 3 billion. And they were talking about bringing in, all kinds of different things to lower the population. And then by the time that a plan got put into effect, we're up to 7 billion people. So then, there's all these conspiracy theorists. COVID was brought out by the government to lower the population. It takes out the old people, this and that. There's all kinds of different theories of all kinds of stuff. But the point is we're overtaking our Earth, period.
That's why we're trying to get to Mars.
Oh, stop. That's all. No. Now you got to argue with the flat earthers in the firmament.
I bet you before I die, Elon Musk will be living his ass on Mars. He's like, I'm not even getting into this conversation.
AC says the first condoms were made from goat intestines. There's your weird ass fact for the day.
It didn't work for the goats, no, did it?
No. Didn't work for my grandma.
EW, thank you. It's like, congratulations on the wedding.
11 billion is the turning point, Dubai says.
Juice Junkie says, you got to start the first aquarium on Mars. Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm doing it. Let's do it. My great-grandma PA raised 18 kids in 2-bedroom house in Lake. Yes, Brooke, same thing. My great-grandmother had a house that had 2 bedrooms, and it was like a main house with a big dining room and a big kitchen. And, you know, the rooms were little. And, you know, I sat there. I guess I got into the flower, and I had flour busted all over me, and she, you know, come in and saw me, and I had flour everywhere. She's got pictures of this and stuff. But she picked me up, she took me, she washed me off, she cleaned me up, she put me to bed, she still tucked me in and still kissed me on my head. I mean, I am forever grateful to that woman. She is like the best woman I've ever met in my life. And I've never met anybody as good as her. Sebastian says, I'm all for Elon Musk living on Mars permanently.
I said, put me up on a rocket. I'll go conquer Mars. Sounds fun.
Live stream from Mars.
Guys, you won't believe the kind of fish that are on Mars. 20 years later, before the transmission gets here. You know?
Yeah. Ashley said a bunch of stuff and said her, you know, grandmother lived to be 103. Mine lived to be 102. How can you go through that kind of work all your life and then all of a sudden you're 102, 103 years old? You know, when people are dying at, you know, 60 around here, 50. How many actors have died before 50? You know, there's a lot
How
of them.
many drugs have they taken? That's the question. I mean, right now, the average lifespan is at its like all-time high. I mean, there's people who are still coherent above 100 years old. You know, it's crazy.
See, and that kind of upsets me. Half the time you talk to me like I'm not coherent. Yeah.
It depends how much you drink that day. All right, guys, we're gonna do 2 more questions, and then we're gonna end this live stream. So whoever has the best 2 questions,
We'll read them out loud.
post them, starting now. I'm not seeing them.
Give them time. Give them time. You're doing the $20,000 pyramid song. There's questions, Suhan says.
Bambi says life expectancy is going down.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you're looking at in regards of life expectancy. If you're, you know, looking at a certain country.
Oh my God.
Or if you're just looking at humans in general, kind of.
10 years ago, that's what my hair looked like. Okay? All brown. It just started coming out silver in this front section right here. I can take this front section and eliminate it. Okay.
If you guys
See,
have
there's the side.
ever
There's
seen
the side.
a man called
Brown.
Sam Elliott, that's what
Friend.
that will look like. This is over here. Last question.
You know what that is? That's stress and worry. That's what that is.
Last question. Suan, $2. How's the albino ID shark? Unfortunately, he did
He
not.
passed. Yeah, he passed the next morning.
And no, we do not have no sturgeons left. If you guys remembered, it was probably a reel, maybe a Facebook video. I don't know. But we got rid of the last sturgeon we had, the albino sterlet. And that was probably 2 weeks ago. I think it was the weekend of the OCA.
See how brown that is? I'm going to go ahead and take this section out and I'm going to dye it brown. Now, see the rest of my hair? It looks brown, right? So I'm going to dye this brown and cut it for next Thursday. So next Thursday, I'm going to look a lot younger.
All right, guys. It was fun hanging out with you. We will see you all next week on another Stay Fishy Friday. As always.
Till then, stay skinny, stay happy, stay fishy.
See you guys.
Or grow old and fat like me.